Yeah.
In your pocket?
No. You taught me not to run with scissors, Dad. So the guys are working on the baseboards.
Anybody seen the 4-foot level?
So what lumber did you need to get?
4 12-footers and 2 16s. Somebody who doesn't know how to measure.
It's not the end of the world. Luckily we had Mackey's right there. So so there's a little like joint board here.
Yeah. Well, what ended up happening is I didn't really think very far ahead about where the seams would be. Or I did think about it, but I didn't actually lay it out. It was just like, oh, 10-footers to work. No, they won't.
Because you need the connector?
No. If we used all 10-footers, then some of the 10-footers would be
right on the board itself?
Right here.
Oh.
Versus in between. So we had to do 10s and 12s and 16s. So we had to do several different lengths versus all the same length.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we got a turkey coming up behind us. Let's see. So that was a little bit more of a slow start on the day for the project, but you guys made some good time up.
I wouldn't say we made time up, but we got something done.
You got something done before dinner? It's a half a day, right?
Yeah. In the back of the mulch pile. Really?
No. My dad's joking about where he found the 4-foot level. It was over by the bell pepper bed, but he was telling Jay it was in the back of the mulch pile.
That was a nice level before your dad got old.
Uh-oh. This is the 6-foot one. I got him, Jace, the big kit for Christmas. Comes with a nice case and everything, and Jay didn't want a single scratch on him, but that's not gonna happen here. So what's the main tools you're using? It looks like you got some clamps out here to do the seam boards.
Levels and drills.
Levels and drills.
The laser.
And the laser. And this has to be perfectly level too?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because this will be part of the where the roll-up sides come down to?
Yeah, the roll-up side is going to sit right on top of it. You know, I do miss having that buggy here. Oh, this one's broken.
Yeah. My mom just said he can bring it back. I did use it quite a bit, and I still need to use something to get the peppers out of the basement.
Haircut's going to take me the entire summer to catch up to the hours you had on the buggy.
I know.
So how many? Oh, so you're up to here? Yeah, I just got just those two? Two left, yep. And you're done all the way down. Oh, that's good. Did you get, this is all of them, right? All 10 of them? Really?
You mean when I came out and fixed your laser for you? Yeah. So Jay was just saying that this laser is in a bad spot here because it's so close over to this line. It doesn't make it easy. You can kind of see it, the laser popping off of this point right here. But guys are wrapping up for the night.
Wonky doodles.
It happens. You know it's going to warp more, right? Come over to this side and show you guys. So this does make it so you can see the gap on the retaining wall, and so how Jay was saying earlier in the process that it wasn't perfect. You can see the gap closes a lot going down that line. But his plan was to come back once these boards were done and they keep going on the project, and actually put like a bench seat almost here, so that when we're working over here we have a nice little bench we can sit on, and it will look nicer, and cap off these pressure treated boards a little bit here.
On the video, the guy said that he mated them over one of the bows, but the instructions say to cut it to 6 feet, and then it would be in the middle. So
6 feet.
Yeah.
You, and I assume you don't center it on 2 bows. You cut it to 6 feet, so you're halfway in the middle?
That's what the instructions say, but the guy we watched the other day, he centered them. He centered the plates right on the bow.
Right. We just don't want to, because of the 4-foot intervals, we don't want to screw ourselves like, you know how like 10-foot lumbers, you don't come to the right spot. We don't want to end up having like 2-foot pieces that we can't mate together. I'm sure that's not cheap. Extruded aluminum is. So you'd have to decide either from your drawings or videos which way.
This is what they're talking about. We just went down with the tractor and helped Dad get this up here. So I'm not really sure what they're doing, but I think they're trying to get it squared up. Jeez.
At the end of the rope?
Down in the woods. Are you trying to square it?
We're trying to pull it towards the embankment a tiny bit to straighten it. It's off just a tiny bit.
So they're saying it's off a little bit and it needs to go, so mind the orange gloves, it needs to go out this way a little bit more. So they're trying to use this tagline thingy set up, and they're way down in the woods there to try to get it perfect, of course, before they start on the end walls. They did get the last board on. There was some issues with, actually one of the last posts has a rock jammed up inside it when they put the post down into the ground. So that became a big issue. It took them a lot longer this morning than they were hoping, but we'll see how this goes. There's not much give on this at this point with all the structural supports. Sounds like they might need a little bit more sling or rope length to get to that tree that they want to. So it's got to come along down on the tree, and they just pulled it a couple times.
How much I don't know.
And Dad's got levels on both sides.
one more.
So we're gonna leave it like that for now. I think Jay's gonna come back up here from the woods.
Where is that, in your shop?
So they're gonna hang a plum ball or whatever this thing's called. It's like a weight that's gonna hang from the peak there on this end, and they're gonna have tie a really tight string across the bottom and the front here per the instructions, although Dad didn't read the instructions. That was his idea anyways. They still have the other end pulled because they come along down into a tree down in the woods.
When we build that gable window, how much? So we should be able to. That won't be in the way, right? Because we're going to be what? It's like 2.5 feet, 4 feet. Yeah, must be about six feet from each side is where the door starts.
So it's swaying in the wind.
Is that hanging from the edge of the? No, wait a minute.
You're on the outside,
I'm on the outside.
and this is on the
Oh,
outside.
So this is perfect. That should be right in the middle of the line then, right? If you're on the outside of the pipe, that should be on the outside. So that's where we want.
You're good.
It's close.
It looks like it's a little bit on the outside of the line, but it's hard to move. It's
Well,
moving.
It's because we have it.
Right. It's gonna pull back
We're
some.
pulling that way, so if we let it back.
It's gonna come back this way more.
Yeah, I assume you. Obviously, we're dealing with the wind. You can't fill this vial with water, can you, to weight in it?
I don't think so.
Can you drop it some more so it's closer to the line?
Well, if you sight it from that end, you can see the needle of the bob.
Yeah. Well, now it looks way farther the other way.
The wind, that gust isn't helping us. So what? Do we have to set up the bob for each
That's
post,
fine.
each hole?
No.
But that didn't give you dimensions, did it?
What do you mean?
We need to dig some holes for some saccharin.
We need to just measure out where our holes need to be and just drill them.
So you have dimensions.
Yeah. Well, not dimensions for it. It's like if you have this door, then your rough opening needs to be this.
Okay.
It's swaying more so on the inside than the outside of the line. That's what you want.
That's what.
Right, but the second we let off, see, Erica, we've got to come along to a big tree.
Right.
The second we let off, it's going to go back a little.
The guys are working on these end walls now. Took them a little bit to figure out the instructions, so I'll have Jace talk about that a little bit later in the video. They are on their second one here. And of course dealing with rocks again, it looks like.
That felt like it moved.
It's a good thing they like each other, right?
I don't want to beat the crap out of this pipe.
Yeah, we should have.
More?
Yeah. We get. I'm gonna go over with a hammer, but it's just I don't want to like.
Get your rubber mallet.
It's the giant mallet. Oh. Yeah, tap the 2x. I've got it speared so it's going south.
Tap it.
Tap it down. It should be good just like that. Because of the way it's speared, it should go my way.
I don't know if it's going. I think it's stuck.
That moved.
We might have to just unhook it again. It's pretty much the same where it was.
Okay,
Oh, it looked like it was better.
Watch your head, Erica. I got a lot of tools in my pouch.
Yeah.
You got that pipe?
Yep.
I've got the little one off, so you can do what you want with that.
I have a feeling.
You need to dig some of the sand out with the postal digger's right behind you.
Is it too high now?
Is it too high?
Yeah. I think it's probably too high. Way too high, right?
Is she plump? Tell me when it's plump.
It's gotta go that way.
Which way? Oh. This is way too high.
Alright, so we gotta dig out. You wanna just
There's probably a ton of loose sand in the bottom of that hole.
So Jace just cut the support thing here, or part of the wall, on the small piece to try to cut it to size. These, I believe they said, are just kind of a one size thing. They need to be adjusted.
Let me see.
that's where it goes.
Jace has to level down
That's-
here.
Too long still?
No.
Looks like that fixed the issue there.
Let me check.
Can you make it happen in that area? Okay, tell me which way you need this. Oh!
Oh!
All right.
My bad.
I can move that bracket if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, it can go over a tiny bit.
I can make it happen right there.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna lock it up then. Is it still close?
Yeah. It's got to go towards me a tiny bit, but other than that,
Towards you?
On the top or the bottom?
bottom.
Well, how does that? No.
Oh! That'll move too much, right?
The magnets are
That looks good.
so strong.
You right?
Your haircut. You can give me my yellow torpedo level back.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't you got feed it in, remember? There you go.
You got a hammer?
Yeah. You'll deform the pipe like I did.
Oh.
Guy.
There's a battery. I don't dare tighten it any more than that.
Okay.
The head's not seated as well as I'd like, but
You want to pass it back, Dad?
the little gun fits in the slot. This one's too big to.
Ah.
Okay. So we can do a short vertical, or you can throw the big ladder 12-footer up, and we can do the horizontal one to set up the door.
We gotta do some other stuff first. 93 and 3/8.
And what should it be?
It's 93 and 3/8, and it's supposed to be 93, he just said. Is there any give in the seaming of that paneling?
Right.
Well, it's more for the door.
Oh, it's for the door.
So, Jason, the bottom of this one, if it went that way, 1/4 of an inch, or 3/8, you'd get your yeah. See, this one's fine. That one needs.
The issue we're having is this right now.
That joint's loose?
Obviously, if that splice was screwed,
Right.
but this is too far west here.
Okay.
If this went over that way, you'd get your 93.
Okay.
So we got the 8-foot barn doors. They're 8 by 8, so that's why they're saying that this is so important.
So this isn't the exact diagram.
Yep.
Like our exact setup is not in here,
Okay.
but they have a bunch to just go by
That are close.
that are similar.
Okay.
So there's two options. Not really two options, but two differing things in here. One of them being that where the shutter is, you have two verticals,
Yep.
and then you have two horizontals that way.
Okay.
Versus the way that picture is, you have two long verticals.
Okay.
Two long horizontals.
Yep.
And then the verticals in the middle.
Jason, my guess is one's for the fan, because it's a beast weight-wise. Louver's weighing piddly.
I'm guessing we should go with the verticals. To put two more verticals in the middle, but we can't do that now. We would have to put the 93 across where the top of the door goes,
Then catch the vertical.
and then catch the verticals after.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we should just finish all the verticals now.
You can do that. Or is that piece on the ground, is that a 93?
Yes.
Well, if you want to bang that off, the ladder's right there. Unless you can think of a reason why.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is put the
Sheet metal screws?
sheet metal screws in there. Which means I need that. Where's that punch?
Were you going to do two on the front and two on the back?
Probably. Not front and back. I'd
Side-
put
side?
side and side, I think. But I would.
You don't think we can do it just freehand?
So you're gonna do this diagram-ish? Where you have the verticals?
I think so.
Do you put the new blade on?
No, that's an aluminum blade.
Ah. Is this steel? It smells like steel when you cut it. I'm gonna move out of the way of those sparks. So Jay was telling me that these are coming kind of a standard length because there are so many options with the Rimol greenhouses that they just send you stock and you have to cut those to size for the plans of your greenhouse. So now he's removing the burrs. It smells like steel. I'm not sure if anyone knows, if you guys know what that smells like. It reminds me of working in the metal shop when I was in art school. So you can see they went down and got some more lengths over here, and Dad's up in the ladder, and you can kind of see where the door is, which is kind of awesome. So one of the reasons that we are not planning to put any permanent beds in here this year is because it's our first year using this new tunnel. So we want to have things that we can move around and adjust and, you know, try to live in it for a year before we make any permanent decisions, was the concept here. So with that, I'm going to do a garden update video, but we have, my mom and I spent the afternoon planting these peppers. The guys helped fill some of these pots for me. I've got a whole nother row behind the tractor that we're planting, but you can see right here is about 40 something cayenne peppers, probably 10 or so poblanos, some Thai chilies, and then once this is done in here, then we'll be actually physically moving those in to equal about 36-foot rows, which would leave us these are, I think, 4-foot sections. So it would leave us the first 3 sections here open on this side, which is the driveway side, which will allow us to have maybe a bench and some shelving and some irrigation system and the heat system.
This is where you want to be. Get a plumb and I'll set this.
That's where it wants to be, right there.
Okay, it needs to come up in the air 1/4 of an inch. Can you throw some dirt in the hole?
Is that better?
Now find your mark and get it plumb. And I'll lock it in up here and see how it looks.
It's way off. I don't know. Oh, it goes that way.
Are you close to your mark and plumb? I can't set the clip on until...
Is that somewhat close to where you need to be in and out?
That's where I need to be end to end of the greenhouse.
You gotta pull the back bottom in.
Remember, we yanked the greenhouse towards the embankment.
And it's gonna come back, right?
Is that closer?
How's it plumb?
Is that somewhat close?
No.
That's where the
Oh.
pipe is, right there.
That looks pretty good.
It's not that far off.
Okay. Well, you,
And that way is going to go that way. Yeah.
you're on your mark?
Um,
You can't be. This thing's a mile long.
I think he put too much gravel down. Maybe.
You're an inch and a half, 2 inches long. Okay, now don't go too much deeper. Now, on your mark, you're on your marking plumb. The bow is going to move towards the garage once we let that come along off.
Still kind of where you need to be. Put it where you need to be.
Right about there.
Hold it in your spot again.
That's where it is as far as lining up with the bow.
Still in the side.
I can't hear you.
You're still where you need to be.
Yeah, I'm close enough to the bow to make it happen, but are you on your mark?
All right, put it where you need it now.
That's good enough end to end, but
Still.
the pipe is the pipe's an inch and a quarter short. So you need to put some dirt in the hole.
Do you want me to get you some of that sand
No,
dust?
we need to. We're fighting something that.
So throw your clip on then.
So the guys decided they're gonna actually attach up top first and then fill in the hole from there, and so that they've got one side permanent. Jay's gotta put a clip on there. We still have the come along attached through the woods to the tree. Oh, you alright?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
Payback, I guess.
Okay, before you do anything, let me get a bolt in.
It's not in the back one though.
Whoops. Right.
You gotta go towards the shed.
Forward. Watch out for the level, doesn't hit you in the head.
So they are wrapping up for the evening now, cleaning up a bunch of stuff,
Put the ladder up, you can't pull it.
and they got some work on the back done, quite a bit. Big learning curve on this part. A lot of going back and forth with the instructions and the book, seeing what was going on. and it seems like they came up with the solution now. Learned a lot, so hopefully the second side goes up better. We are doing the polycarbonate ends, so it will be not just stretched plastic. So it does take a little bit more effort, but it will be a big payoff for the heat in the winter.
I could eat these things all day.
I know. I just told Mom you were going to be really happy. This video is not sponsored by Fruit Snacks.
Where's your mark? Oh, I
I need to make this goes, the way this is set up, well, this is for a roll-up door, but we were kind of going by this.
Yeah.
So that pipe there would normally would continue
You guys
across
about the plant?
Like,
the
to the end there.
to the next pipe.
Right, but there's no extra pipe.
There is. It's just way too low.
Big bird hasn't been back on that tall tree.
See what I mean?
Oh,
See what I mean?
yeah, hold on.
Because we have a 26-foot greenhouse versus a 30, that pipe can't continue straight across to the next pipe.
Right, because there's a huge down there.
Right. So it's not a huge deal. It's just not going to look
The same.
consistent. We're going to have to put a pipe lower and then match this pipe.
That pipe will come over to this bar.
That pipe will be flat across there.
Yeah.
And then that pipe will be at the top of the other pipe.
Okay, so this pipe here, we'll find it on the, will go here instead of matching here. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean,
I-
it's not a huge deal. It's just, it would be nice if it was consistent across. But
Right.
You can't do it because of how high the door is.
Right, but if we ever wanted to add the vents, the big fans, honey, we could put them in these boxes still.
Yeah.
So at least it's not like they're too small for that.
The vents are going to go.
The big vent's gonna go on the top.
Right, but we can put fans, or I'm hoping that we can order a fan that hooks into the existing shutter.
Oh, okay.
So
And then a lot of times you want vents lower too, so that they move the air through the plants.
which would more than likely be the ones that hang.
Well, you'd have the hanging ones, but sometimes you have them at the end as well.
Yeah.
But I think we're actually going to get plenty of air movement here.
Probably, well, shoot. This might be a little high for those big fans. And this is not 4 feet. It's close.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think it'll be fine. We just did the plan. Mom and I did all the math and figured out all of the plants that will be going in here.
Mm-hmm.
And we could fit 297 of those pots. We have 215 of them, or so, roughly. So that leaves us a little extra room to do the bell peppers in the smaller pots. And yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. We're gonna do a full double row of cayenne peppers, which is crazy. But this is looking good. So what's the next step now?
We're gonna put a couple more.
Put more supports on? More? Okay. So my dad's back in the woods now.
Ready?
Yeah.
I can only go a couple inches more.
Yeah. That's not gonna. You're not gonna get it with that.
Uh-oh. That's scary.
You having fun yet?
Every day. Crash, bang, boom. Yeah, it's a good thing you guys bought that ladder, because that 10-footer wouldn't allow us to do this.
Nope. So my dad was just telling me this is aluminum and very, very light. And
You shortened it?
I just found it.
Okay, so you took off at least a 16?
I hope so.
Okay. Oh, that was quick.
Well, if it doesn't, if it's not enough, then
so they're working on trying to get this frame done for the vent here, which is going to go right above that 8-foot door there.
Never mind. I'll just put it on the other side. We're going to do this one now, right?
Yep.
There's nothing on the top of that ladder, right?
No. It says that it's you set it
Watch
a
that.
half an inch big
Well,
or half inch small, half inch big.
They don't fall in that hole.
Another 5-footer, right?
Yeah. Do you recall what that was? That
What?
was it 63 to start?
No, 60.
Not finished.
60 was the beginning. We cut it at 60 and then we cut it down to 57 something.
And the hardware here.
Look like something.
Ready to rock and roll. Can you see that mark?
It's close to the mark.
$16? Good. That's really close. Okay, and that's That's plumb. So we're going to want to be Yep. Is that really hot?
Yeah, it's hot.
Yep, she's very hot.
This is probably going to go down a little because of the bird.
Looks like
I can't see my mark, but you probably
go that way, 16th. Oh, pull back to you a tiny bit.
there.
Perfect. And it looks like you're almost dead on. Yeah, you're perfect right there.
Okay. Well, actually, this is a good point now, though. Should we cut our 36s and put them in?
We have to make sure that the four sides are square.
Right.
It can't be off
Right.
because on 3 feet, the louver's not going to fit in here.
Right. Probably.
Okay,
Put
just
that
for the heck of it. Take this. I'm going to hold the pike. Go over to the end of that and see if she's close to 36 and a half. You can go to the L, I don't care. It's only 1/16 of an inch difference. Yep, 36 and 7/16 it looks like. Okay,
Yep.
so that dimension's right on.
I got the plate now.
Is this? Wait a minute. Where's the bottom of the louver? Is it this or up here? No, it must. The
No,
louver
it's not.
sets on there.
No, it does not.
So there's a gap.
Yes.
So there's a 36 somewhere in here.
Yes. And
Then-
36 up top.
At 36. Okay.
And that's our choosing. We can make it whatever.
Okay. That's 36 and a half. Right there.
So we're pretty much dead on.
Yep.
Alright. So do you want to put on that bracket up there, and then
I'd rather you put the screws on.
no, that's what I mean. And then
Yeah.
and
Then
tighten that.
yeah, if we can float that a 1/16 of an inch if we absolutely have to.
Right.
But this will be easy drilling because we're pointing downhill.
So while the guys are getting squared away for the next piece to go on, they were just talking about how the kits are so customizable that it don't expect everything to come perfect, right? So you have to, they're going to send you a bunch of pieces of the bars here, and you have to make sure that you have the saws and the tools and everything to cut them down to size and the skill set. So that's been a little bit more adjustment and trying to make sure they're doing a perfect cut than what was expected. I think, it's not that bad for these guys. They've built a camp together up in northern Vermont years and years ago, and many other projects since. But if you don't have that construction skill set, it's definitely be something of concern. It's not just like an IKEA out of the box, right? So there's so many different adjustments and sizes, like this being a 26-foot width, made it so that this bar here couldn't be up in line with this bar here. And so there's certain things that you have to pay attention to and be aware of, that the instructions they're not specified specifically for your specific length, width, and all the different customizations.
Besides being all custom, everything we're doing is up in the air.
And
So that slows us down a little bit.
so if you,
Kind of close to the mark.
if you heard that, Dad was saying also, besides it being custom, everything that they're doing has been up in the air, right?
I can't
So
see tomorrow.
it's not like setting a house wall where you're working off the floor directly. You're up on ladders and balancing, and Jay getting this ladder was rather important for this project.
Yeah, it's close. Where's the, how long are these? Where's the short level?
Right behind Jay.
The 2-footer?
This is like a Milwaukee level commercial.
Okay, that's perfect right there.
Okay.
That way. Did it bow it out?
Well, the problem is with my level there, you take the clamp off.
Yeah, it's perfect the way it is. I can step on it.
No.
Is it flat?
Pretty flat. It's a little bowed.
This pivots easily. I don't think it's under that much tension.
It looks a little bowed, but
Yeah.
the door frame, you don't want the door frame to bow.
Oh yeah, since you are in the middle of the door. Okay.
I'm going to tighten my buckle right here.
Hook up all your stuff back here. You know what I mean? So this goes inside. Then you're gonna put a channel around here.
Okay. If we're wrong, we'll end up with 9 holes on one side that won't be used. So that'll fatigue that 1 3/4 box. I have no idea. I assumed most facial, this would be on the outside.
But again, you have to have it. You have to have this on the inside because this is how you activate it. You don't want this part on the outside.
Where's the motor part go?
It goes back here. You know what I mean? This is how you activate it.
Okay.
If it was, you have no way to hook anything to this.
Right. It's just that these don't open up all the way. They're kind of slanted. Heat rises. I have no clue. I just want to make sure we hang it in that rough opening the correct way.
Well, where's the notebook? It should tell you, right?
Maybe, I mean, I didn't look inside this. The other side is somewhere else.
It's down. I gotta get.
Is outside there and this is inside? No. I'm confused.
Go to the next page.
The other one makes sense.
So here, this is outside view, looking at it. And then here you've got, this is inside looking out here with the wire here and these on the inside.
Okay, so so you have something to dress this off with?
Yeah, so there's going to be a single, polycarbonate track that goes all the way around, and then the polycarbonate's going to go right up against it.
Okay.
We can put it in and see what it looks
Yeah,
like.
so we don't need many screws. Do you have the gun?
We could just put one screw in each side and try.
So we got screws and we got the gun. Oh, okay.
I mean, if it were me, I'd put some washers.
Well, those are what, 5/8? So, yeah. Well, there's enough engagement because it's metal.
No, I'm saying for the whole.
No, I agree. You got any flat washers in your shop?
Sure.
This is paper thin. When you tighten these down, it's going to distort the crap out of that.
These are probably overkill, aren't they?
Well, at least it'll guarantee. Did these come with the kit?
No.
No. Well, it'll guarantee you don't mash the crap out of that paper thin aluminum. I'd use them. Do you have 9 of them?
Sure.
Thread wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd use these washers if you got enough of them. Shims? No. I just set it in. I want to make sure it fit.
Oh.
I centered it on the rough opening.
It's slightly low if you go in north, like up down.
Well, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Right, but that's going to be covered over.
But it doesn't look that bad.
The bottom with something 1/4 of an inch.
So the guys are adding these washers here that Jay had available because they were worried about the screws when they drill in damaging the aluminum and squishing that. This is what they're using, fender washers, 3/16 zinc. So this is just what he had. They're a little bit big than what we need, but they think that that'll be a better solution.
So we need to slide those things in from the outside.
So we had to check the orientation of that to make sure it's correct, as you saw with the book, and then also the up and down, which way the vents moved. And how we figured it out was the center support that holds the vents together, or the two center supports here and here, had a little gap on the bottom, and that's what's showed in the picture. They have shims that they will be adding to the bottom to try to center it, because if you remember, one of the bus said that there's a you build it so that there's a 1/2 inch space. These are the shims here. Came with a kit.
Just need 2 of them.
So the guys just had me eyeball it from out here, and they added 2 shims on the bottom on each side. Jace, you might want to hold that in while he's doing that.
I don't know where did I get that? I gave you all the
What do you need?
washers. You want to get a top one?
You get one up top, and I got one here, and then we'll do the same. So I don't want to warp it. That's why you go diagonal.
Well, we gotta make sure we can get our shims out.
those should pop right off.
You push too hard, it doesn't matter. You guys don't have to leave, but we don't have to work anymore.
Alright, I slow you down, Jason.
Let's see. So the guys took the shims out. It's all in there now with 4 tacks, and it looks really good. So with that, we are calling it a weekend. What do you think?
I don't see it, Jason.
They're trying to pick up everything they've dropped.
I said, you